everybody. Welcome to our very first ever Financial Education Summit in South Africa.
One of the outcomes I'd like to see of this event is to actually see people sitting in a room discussing real issues and finding real solutions.
Your presence is a real testimony of our shared commitment to empowering South Africans through financial education.
My first question to our panel is what's the problem? Why are we still sitting with such low numbers of financial literacy?
We haven't quite got collaboration right. And this is one of the key things that we are focusing on. I think through this morning we've heard a lot about collaboration.
I think it's important for financial education to be overarching and to be personalized at the same time, because the needs of South Africans vary. They vary because of different education levels, because of where people live, and sometimes even because of age or economic circumstances.
So I think we could see a huge drive where we allow children to take the conversations from school into the homes, and then they're also reinforced within the home environment. I think it's a combination of both home and school.
Our organization, we can try and set up, and we do try to set up webinars with our staff to try and give them more informative details on big changes that are happening in the financial landscape. For example, the latest two-part system, we'll have lots of engagements with our staff, make sure they understand, make sure they can know what to do, and they don't get ideas when they read other articles that might not be correct.
We as financial institutions have got vast information and knowledge about consumers. The good things that they can do, the bad things, the mistakes that they can make, because we have dealt with people since time memorial.
I need to know that they got the product and the solution that is appropriate for their own personal circumstances.
We want to have learners who are able to collect, analyze and critically evaluate information.
So I think for the FSCA, I think it's important that we elevated the conversation to the decision makers and that they see actually how these things actually get into and the context that it comes from.
People should become familiar with finances, the possibilities, the drawbacks. And the way to do that, I think, is to start as young as possible.
I think the panel discussion was a great start. It was actually wonderful having people coming from a different perspective, and the fact that they based their feedback on real life examples rather than it being theory.
That sets the tone for what is happening in South Africa. That's what the landscape looks like when it comes to financial education in our country.
With that, I'd really like to again thank all of you, and I really appreciate you being here. Looking forward to taking this conversation and all the lessons forward.